Before you judge him, listen. On the day he was supposed to say, "I do," this billionaire stopped the entire wedding, pointed at his own mother, and said, "Officer, arrest her." The truth behind that moment shocked the whole church, and it will shock you too. The story happened in Enugu state, long before the world knew the name Chidi Nnamani, the Don himself. Before people saw him as the generous young billionaire. Before they celebrated him as the boy who rose from dust to greatness. And long before that unforgettable day, his wedding day, when he shocked the whole church by ordering the police to arrest his own mother. But to understand why a son would take such a bold and painful decision, we must go back to the day everything changed. Chidi was only 8 years old. That morning, he woke up with a terrible fever. His head was hot, his throat dry, and his legs weak. His father, Papa Chidi, was a hard-working mechanic who loved his family deeply. He wanted to stay home to monitor his son, but he had an urgent job to deliver. So he told his wife, "Nay, take care of our son. I'll come back early to check on him."
Chidi's mother, Ngozi, nodded gently. "Go, my husband. I will take care of him." But Chidi had noticed something long before that day. He had seen the strange men who visited their home when his father was not around. Men who came in the afternoon. Men who whispered with his mother. Men who stayed too long in the bedroom. Chidi didn't fully understand, but he knew something was wrong. That day, after his father left, he lay weak on the bed, struggling with fever. He dozed off, but a strange sound woke him, the whisper of his mother and a masculine laugh. He pretended to be asleep. Then he heard his mother's voice. "Come inside, he is sleeping." Another voice answered, "Hope your husband won't suddenly come back." She giggled. "Forget that one, he won't return until evening." But destiny had a different plan. Minutes later, the front door suddenly opened. Fast steps, a gasp, a heavy voice shouting, "Nguzi, what is this?" Chidi's father had returned earlier than expected. He came to check on his sick son. What he saw broke him. He saw the man. He saw his wife. He saw betrayal. He dropped his bag and charged at the strange man. A fight started, heavy blows, furniture shaking, glass falling. The man tried to escape, but Papa Chidi held him tightly. In the chaos, Nguzi grabbed a bottle from the table. Chidi saw everything, but fear glued him to the bed. He heard his mother shouting, "Leave him! Leave him!" His father refused. Then, in one horrible second, she raised the bottle and hit her husband's head. Crack! He fell. Silence. Then blood. The strange man fled instantly. Chidi's mother froze, breathing heavily. The little boy's heart broke that day. He wanted to shout. He wanted to run to his father. He wanted to cry. But he did none. He pretended to still be asleep because he feared his mother more than anything he had ever feared in his life. She stood shaking and whispered to herself, "Nobody must know. Nobody must know." She dragged her husband's body out through the back door. And that was how Chidi lost his father, his protector, his provider, his backbone. When neighbors and relatives asked what happened, Ngozi cried loudly and claimed, "My husband collapsed and died of sickness." Everyone believed her. Everyone, except the little boy who saw the truth. From that day, the love between mother and son died, but the suffering had only begun. Without Papa Chidi, there was no money, no support, no future. His mother slowly changed. She became harsh, bitter, selfish. One day she called the children, Chidi and his two younger siblings, and said, "All of you will go and work. I cannot feed you. Go find who you will serve." Just like that, she sent them away. Chidi went to work as a house help. He washed plates, he scrubbed floors, he slept on bare mats, he ate leftovers, he cried at night remembering his father. His siblings also suffered in different houses. Years passed. God saw his tears. God lifted him. Chidi worked hard, saved money, learned business, and grew into a strong, intelligent man. When he finally became successful, he built a house and started a company in Enugu. People praised him. People respected him. But nobody knew the wound he carried. Nobody knew what he saw as a child. Nobody knew why he never visited his mother. He kept the secret to himself for 25 years. One morning, a knock came on his gate. The security guard opened the gate and froze. Standing there was a woman with dusty slippers, a torn wrapper, and a tired face. It was his mother, Ngozi. She had heard her son was now rich. She came smiling and calling, "Chidi, my son, I am your mother." But Chidi came out, looked her from head to toe without emotion, and said, "Leave my compound." She fell on her knees. "My son, forgive me. I want to stay with you. I am your mother." Chidi looked at her, his voice cold. "You lost that name the day you killed my father." The woman froze. She did not know he had seen. Before she could speak, Chidi commanded security, "Take her out." People in the neighborhood began to talk.
They called him cruel. They called him wicked. They said, "How can a man send away his own mother? Money has entered his head. Ungrateful child." But they did not know the truth. They did not know the night he watched his father die. Finally, the day came, Chidi's wedding day. The church in Enugu was full. Beautiful decorations, choir singing, guests smiling. Chidi stood at the altar with his beautiful bride, Adaze. But something unexpected happened. As the pastor was beginning the service, Chidi's eyes caught a familiar face near the back of the church. It was his mother. Ngozi had forced her way inside, determined to appear like a caring mother at her son's wedding. Chidi's face changed instantly. His heart beat fast. He turned to his best man. "Call the police." The entire church wondered what was happening. Minutes later, police officers entered the church. Gasps filled the room. People whispered. The bride looked confused. The pastor paused. Chidi stepped forward and pointed. "Officer, arrest that woman." Everyone was shocked. What? Arrest who? His own mother? The officers approached her carefully. As they put handcuffs on her wrists, she began to shout, "Chidi, please, don't disgrace me. I am your mother." People were angry. Some guests murmured loudly, "This boy is evil. Even if she offended him, this is too much. He must be possessed." Chidi raised his hand for silence. Then, with tears in his eyes, tears he had held for 25 years, he spoke. "I kept quiet for many years. I allowed people insult me, but today I will speak." The whole church fell silent. He continued, voice shaking, "This woman killed my father." There was a heavy gasp across the church. He told them everything. The strange men, The betrayal, the fight, the bottle, the death, the lies, the suffering, the way she sent them away like strangers. People began to cry. Some held their chest. Some covered their mouth. Even the bride was crying. Chidi ended his speech with, "Because of her, we grew without a father. Because of her, we suffered. Because of her, we nearly died. And she has never confessed the truth. Officer, take her away." The officers led her out. And for the first time in many years, Chidi felt free. But he also felt pain. The case went to court, and Ngozi confessed everything. The judge listened. The evidence was heavy. The witnesses confirmed the past fights and strange behaviors. She was sentenced according to the law. Meanwhile, Chidi's story went viral across Enugu. People who once insulted him now apologized. His siblings came together again and supported him. Months later, his heart softened. He visited his mother in prison. She was older, smaller, and weaker. When she saw him, she knelt. "My son, I am sorry. I destroyed your life. I destroyed my own life. Please forgive me." Chidi cried. Years of pain poured out of him. He finally said, "I forgive you." But he added, "You will still complete your punishment. Forgiveness does not cancel consequences." She nodded in shame. And that was how healing began. Chidi moved on with his life. He built a peaceful home, and every day he thanked God for lifting him from the ashes of his childhood. This story teaches, secrets destroy families. One moment of anger can change a whole generation. Children see more than adults imagine. Forgiveness frees the heart, but justice must be served. Parents must protect their homes, not destroy them. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, and share it so others can learn from it too. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful African stories that educate, inspire, and open the eyes.